back to my channel and my spring food series. Today I'm going to kick things off with a carrot cake recipe that I altered from the March 2022 Better Homes and Gardens magazine. Isn't this a gorgeous carrot cake? Oh yes, I think it's beautiful. Now, mine didn't look anything like that because I usually don't do a dump out cake, but it's here. And this is the original recipe, but I altered it. Now, so I'm gonna keep this off to the side. This is my Skinny Classic Charcuterie Notebook from the Happy Planner that I use as a recipe book. So I'm going to pull out one of the sheets. You've seen this before. I'll link a playlist here on my channel. So I have tabs for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then I have desserts. What is sticking out? Oh, a little something that I need to apparently do. Dessert. So I don't have carrot cake in here, but I'm going to. And then I have drinks and snacks. So I like to write the title with a wider nibbed pen. This is my Pigma Calligrapher in 1.0. So we'll do carrot cake. So the recipe calls for 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I have to be gluten-free, so I don't use all-purpose flour. For this particular first time I made this recipe, I had not quite 2 full cups of almond flour left in my bag. So it was more like 1 3/4 cup of almond flour. And then the other 1/4 cup I used sweet rice flour. So I'm going to stick with that combo because that cake turned out really good. This recipe calls for 1.5 cups of sugar, and the day I made this cake, I didn't have 1.5 cups of sugar. In fact, I don't even think I had a tablespoon of white sugar. It also calls for 1/3 cup of honey. So what I ended up doing was, I ended up, before I even looked at that and realized that that was there, was I just used some brown sugar and the little bit of honey I had left. So I did not sweeten with 1.5 plus 1/3. I just didn't. And then I was worried that the wetness from the honey wouldn't be there to add moisture, but I think I had more carrots than called for, so that worked out. And I'd rather have carrots in my cake than sugar. So I am going to do 1.5 cups, and I'm going to do sugar plus honey. And then I actually used brown sugar. So I'm just going to put it in like that. And I think I'll remember how that worked out for me last time. 2 tablespoons of baking powder. And they used 1 tablespoon, I'm not sure how to say that correctly, razehanao. But what it is if you look at the asterisk, it's a teaspoon of cinnamon, turmeric, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, coriander, nutmeg, and allspice. And I used 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Oops, there's 2 ends. Rats. have to white that out because that'll drive me nuts otherwise. And then I just ground some nutmeg. I buy the nutmeg nuts, and then I just use my rasp. I'm just going to add nutmeg. So I did not add the turmeric because I don't have any. I did not add coriander because I don't have any. I do have allspice. And then I'm just going to add that. Okay. 4 eggs. And 3 cups of finely shredded carrots. I actually used the entire 1 pound bag of carrots. I just gave them a good scrub and sat there and shredded them. 3/4 of a cup of veg oil. And then it says 1/3 of a cup of honey, but I already have that in there. And then it says 1 cup of chopped dried apricots or pitted dates. I tossed in currants. And I also put in some chopped walnuts because they're good. Yum, yum. So this was 350 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes. Prep time, it takes a minute just to prep. And then of course it's a cake. I put it in a 9 by 13 pan. So what I am going to do is add the cream cheese icing, and I would like a box for that. So let me pull some boxes here. Right here on top, Icy Pastels. This one will work. That's from Coffee Planner Mom. I keep all my leftover boxes together. Now, this actually calls for 2 teaspoons of zest and squeeze 2 tablespoons of juice from an orange, an 8-ounce package of softened cream cheese, and 3/4 a cup of softened butter. I just used a stick of butter, which is a 1/2 cup, which to me felt like a lot. This is quite a bit of icing. And then I just beat the dickens out of that. And then it does call for 2 cups of 10x sugar, but I just add some sugar until it's about right. I also added a little bit of vanilla. This makes quite a bit of icing. So that's the recipe. So thank you so much, Better Homes and Gardens magazine. I appreciate you sharing that recipe with me so I could share it with you. And it was quite the delicious carrot cake. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So where will this recipe go? Back in here in my dessert tab, in alpha order, carrot cake goes right on top. I keep a little index of my recipes here. So let's find, oh, I have this Mickey Mouse. I wonder if I can write on it. Let's see. He's from Exo Mama Plans, but he's orange. And I used a Microperm, Sakura Microperm in .03. It's a permanent pen. That's fun. I could have found a sticky note, but we're gonna do that. How about it? Pretty fun, huh? You'll have to check out my other spring recipes here in my spring recipe playlist. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye.